I'm in your face.
What's up, guys? Dotson Man Diecast here. Mark McHotwheel in the flesh, back for another podcast. So I'm really appreciating the feedback from a lot of you guys that you're enjoying the podcast, that it's something that you really like, and that makes me continue to make more. So I appreciate the positive feedback. Any negative feedback is welcome too. I mean, if you think that I could do a better job at maybe speaking or pronunciating, then let me know. Or maybe just have some suggestions on topics to talk about next. But hey, I'm really liking it. Haven't been posting a lot of videos on YouTube lately. I've been sick this week. Finally got hit with the vid, so it's pretty rough, but I'm at the tail end of it, so it's all good. So, what's up, guys? How's everybody's day going? I know you can't respond, but I'm sure you're talking to yourself inside your car because I'm talking to myself inside my Hot Wheels room right now. But I hope you're all doing well today. Today we're going to go over, basically, we'll talk about Fast and the Furious today. Why not? We'll talk about the Fast and the Furious, the first movie. We'll kind of go through some of them, how ridiculous they've gotten. Do you like the cars? I'll talk about some of the cars that they're making. It's a huge franchise even for Hot Wheels. So I think we can go through some of that stuff and I'll see how long we can talk about that stuff for. So let's get to it. All right, so we've got, your first Fast and the Furious movie, which I think we can all agree on that kind of set the precedent, or however set the precedent on the import scene. It was pretty cool when that movie came out. Really got me into cars. So that movie will always be my first and foremost favorite movie. So a lot of cars have come out of that movie. You got the Eclipse, that shifts like 7 times. You have the RX-7, the Veilside RX-7. You got the Supra, of course, the Mark IV Supra, iconic. That's probably most all of our favorites. But I do like that. The green Eclipse is pretty sweet too. So the first movie set off this, huge franchise, and now it's just ridiculous. I think we can all agree on that. But a lot of cool cars came out of that first. We got Jesse's Jetta. Dom, I'm so scared right now. Jesse, I don't know what to do with my hands. So yeah, like I talked about before, poor Jesse got, knocked out of the films before they even started, So, so the first movie sets the pace for the rest of them, and then it's pretty much, all downhill from there. Second one, Too Fast, Too Furious, with Tyrese, Luda, and some other people. Terrible movie. I've still watched it probably a handful of times or a couple handfuls of times, but it was really terrible. Had some cool cars in it. You got the pink S2000. We've all seen that. Hot Wheel. You got the R34 that has I don't know what kind of body kit. It's like a Bomex body kit or something on it. And you've seen a lot of that car too. The silver R34 GTR with the blue racing stripes, and then, gosh, there's quite a few other ones in that one, but you got the Yanko Camaros and Challenger or something like that. But yeah, that was kind of a terrible movie. And then, so I'm just looking. I'm cheating, and I'm looking on online, and there's some kind of, I don't know, 2003, there's a turbocharged prelude to Too Fast and the Furious or something like that. But I don't even know if I've seen that, what that is. It seems like just extra scenes or something like that. But then we've got, after that movie, I'm not going to go into that movie too much because there really wasn't that that cool cars in that movie. There's the pink S2000, okay, and the Skyline, but it had a terrible body kit. He finds it in a junkyard. Who finds an R34 GTR in a junkyard? It's like, oh hey, I'll take that GTR over there. How much you want for? Oh, $2,000. Okay, it's just even back then that didn't happen. It's not gonna happen. So I thought that was ridiculous too. But then we've got Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, which I was just talking about yesterday with Kimber. I was saying, hey, you know what? They should make a Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift 2. Because a lot of these other movies, they just became about all these heists and family heists. So, you could take Tokyo Drift because it was probably one of the last decent movies about cars, about drifting, about racing, about family. But yeah, you could take that movie and you could spin it off and make it into like a Tokyo Drift 2, because I did like that movie. I didn't like the beginning scene. It's like, my ride, just his old Monte Carlo, which I did like. I do like that car. It's all beefed out, and then he's got and then there's the Dodge Viper they're racing, but they're racing through some construction zone, house development, and they're going. There's in the movie, there's a truck full of high school kids that are like with them the whole time as they're racing. There's like 10 kids in the back of this truck, and they're like in front of them the whole time. I'm like, how fast are you guys going? 40 miles an hour? And you're shifting into 12th gear. Like, so it didn't really make sense at all. And then it's still, besides that first scene, which is just crazy. It's just winner gets me. I'm good. So, yeah, it's that movie, pretty cool. We've seen a lot of cool cars from there. Once he gets over to Japan, that's when that movie really kind of gets awesome, in my opinion. They've got all the cool cars in that movie. They got the Evo. They've got the Velside RX-7 that we all love. That just sounds amazing. Blah, 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 And so we loved the Tokyo Drift movie. And by we, I mean me, but I'm sure you guys like it too. But lots of awesome cars in that movie. He's cruising along, trying to... He already took out that Silvia, the Mona Lisa. I do have a buddy that used to own that car, that specific car. There was a couple of them that they made for the movie, and he had one of them. And beautiful car. So, yeah, very cool cars in the movie. That's the 350Z, 350Z, Drift King. What's DK stand for? Donkey Kong? Yeah, so... Yeah, I'm just trying to think what all cars were in that movie that we see in the Hot Wheels today. We've seen every single one of them, I would imagine. I'm looking around my room right now, my Hot Wheel room, and I can see a few of them. There was the Mustang at the end that they put a RB26 in. I thought that was pretty ridiculous. Muscle should remain muscle. For some reason, it seems to work better when people drop like LS motors and like 240s and stuff. If you're drifting, it makes a lot of sense. But putting a V8 in like a Supra or like a car like that, I think that's crazy, because that's the 2JZ is such a good engine. So we had some cool cars in that. You had little Bow Wow's car. I don't even know what that was. Was that a Mazda or a Scion XB or something with the little Hulk smash fist out the back of it? My life be like, ooh, yeah, I don't know what that car was, but it was pretty horrendous. But yeah, just that movie made me really want to go check out the scene over there in Japan and see what it's like. You got like the old Skylines and all these other cool cars too. But that was a cool movie. Then we're gonna move on from Tokyo Drift. We had Fast and Furious, and that movie was all right. That's 2009. We started in 2001. Then the second was 2003, 2006 for Tokyo Drift, and then we were 3 years later, Fast and Furious. It's hard to keep them all together, really. It's like, I think that's the one where they go to Mexico or something. But there's some cool cars in that. Nothing amazing. It's really where they get off into the spin of all these heists and ridiculousness. So, let's click on that movie here real quick and see. You got Sung in there, Sung Kang, Han. I can't really see. I'm trying to see all the cars that are in it, but yeah, I feel like that's one of my least favorites as well. And then you got Fast 5. That one's got, I think, the Mustang, or not the Corvette Grand Sport, and some other cars that they heist off that train, I believe. And then we've got Fast and the Furious 6. I can't even remember what that one's about either, besides family and heists. And then Furious 7, you got that Lycan that they jump off a building from one building to the other. Yeah, that movie was ridiculous as well. Lots of action, lots of corny lines. Man, I just wish they would. I just wish they would bring back just straight cars, just racing cars, no heists. What do these guys learn how to use bazookas and tactical gear and weapons and heavy machinery and all that stuff? How do these guys know how to do that kind of stuff all of a sudden? Then we've got the Fate of the Furious. Yeah, I got like Hobbs in that one. Then you got Hobbs and Shaw, which is just basically they went on their own and did their own thing. That was subpar. Fast 9, 2021. I vaguely remember that one. Yeah, and Fast. What is it? And there's Fast 10. Is that the last one that they have that just came out that I regret watching altogether? Where they literally take a car into space, they shoot a car into space to save the world or something like that. I couldn't watch it anymore. Just couldn't do it. So we've got a lot of cars in these movies to put out. They've got never-ending supply of cars to put out for Hot Wheels. But my favorite ones are still the early ones, like the Supra, the Eclipse, the RX-7, the Veilside RX-7. I do like the Tokyo Drift one. Don't get me wrong. Fortune body kit. Veilside makes that as well, and that's like a $15,000 body kit. If you guys ever wanted to know something like that, it's $15,000 for the body kit without paint or without putting it on anything. So it's pretty wild. I've seen a couple in real life, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, the first movies are probably the best. There's a lot of cars missing from those movies, though. I don't know if I've ever seen. Never seen a Datsun 510. I don't think trying to remember if I don't think I saw a Datsun Z. Not a lot of European cars, mostly Japanese. Of course, you've got the American cars. I do love that Challenger, the Charger. But I think there's some Porsches in that, but not very many. They had one in the, I think, Fast 5 or something like that. Or Fast and Furious, can't remember. It might have been Fast 5. They had a Porsche. I think it was like a 911 or Carrera or something. But, yeah, if they could just bring back something like the first 3 Fast and Furiouses where it was just about cars and not about just these crazy heists, you know? Or, I don't know, maybe they could just quit and stop while they're ahead. Because I can't watch another Fast and Furious movie. And it's, it started out so humble and corny. And it's, the first one's my favorite movie. As you guys know, I'm always quoting lines like, "Hey man, hey man, he was in my face. I'm in your face. Nobody likes the tuna here. Nah, he ain't here for the sandwiches, dog." All those lines, just one after the next. Just relentless, funny, bad lines. Motec exhaust. What's a Motec exhaust? Motec makes electronics, standalone fuel management and engine management systems. They don't make exhausts. So it's funny because I think a lot of some of the people that were involved with the movie knew that all that stuff was wrong, but the director still ran with it because he just thought it was better for a movie. But I think we, love that movie and, really got me into cars. For sure. I mean, I've always wanted Skylines. I was able to have an R32, an R33, and now an R35, but I still would love to have an R34, but they're so ridiculous in price. So let's take a second to talk about how ridiculous car prices are right now. But just JDM market alone, we have a lot of cars that get brought over here from Japan, RX-7s, FDs, Supras, the right-hand drive Supras. I'm not sure if you guys know, but the right-hand drive Supras kind of suck. They're called RZs, right-hand drive. It's a 2J. Gosh, I feel like it's a detuned like 2JZ, so it doesn't have a lot of power. I feel like they even came with 1Js over there. Don't quote me on that because it's been a while since I looked into something like that. But I know that they've got the regular, I think they have the 5-speed transmission that doesn't last more than 400 horsepower. That thing blows up. Crappy rear diff, NA brakes. Yeah, it just came with all the bad stuff. So for once, Japan pushes something out that's worse than what the U.S. gets. The U.S. DM Supra was far superior. It had the get-reg transmission, 6-speed, had the beefed-up rear end, bigger brakes on it, had the nice twin turbos on there with metal scrolls, or turbines or whatever. The other ones were ceramic and they break off and get stuck and they're just no good. Can't boost them very high. So, yeah, it's funny that we got the nice Supra, which, is the first ever. Everything else that comes from Japan is way better. But, yeah, the market's crazy. You're buying these Silvias, right-hand drive, Supras and stuff, and you're paying like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for these cars that are worth like 20, 25. So at best. But because, these movies and everything and the hype built up, people will pay that crazy money for a right-hand drive Supra. And yeah, you're going to have to spend a lot of money to make that thing like a left-hand drive Supra, because you're going to have to swap all those parts out, and they're super hard to find and super expensive. So, yeah, I mean, even the engines and stuff like that are ridiculous right now. So, yeah, it's just a crazy market right now. Definitely not a great time to buy a car. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking. We're gonna be looking for a new car soon, and I'm gonna get. Kimber's got an Alfa Stelvio, 2018 Alfa Stelvio, and the seats in that thing are terrible. So we're gonna try to get a GX460 because I'm much more comfortable. Can go anywhere. Can tow like 6,500 pounds. So we're gonna try to get one of those in the next couple months here, if possible. So, but you know, perks of working for a dealership, you can get things a little bit cheaper than the rest. But yeah, so the used car market's crazy right now. So if you're gonna sell a car and you don't need one, now's the time to do it. But if you got to sell a car and you need to buy another one, it's just like the housing market, to where good luck finding something else. You're gonna pay a lot of money for it. So yeah, it's just crazy out there. Since everybody that's listening, that because I post this on YouTube as well. So my podcast, which seemed to get a lot of traction there, more so than here, in Streamer or Spotify. In the comments below where this video is, or this podcast, excuse me, I want you guys to put what your favorite car out of all the Fast and the Furious movies is, so I know you're listening. RX-7, Supra, Challenger, excuse me, Challenger, Charger. Just put your favorite car in there, and yeah, and I'll put mine, and then we can compare notes and such forth. But that's probably all I'm gonna do for today, guys. Still, as you can hear me, kind of cough a little bit. Still getting over being sick, so I'm going to be out of work until probably Monday. So I'm going to try to make some more podcasts, and this one was super all over the place. I apologize. Haven't been able to focus that much lately, but just wanted to get another podcast out to you guys. Just something that you guys can listen to on your way to work or whatever you're doing, to where you can't watch a video. I just want to let you know I'm thinking about you guys, and I hope you're having a great week. Like I said in the comments below, let me know what your favorite Fast and Furious car is, and what your favorite Fast and Furious quote is. And I think we can all agree a lot of our quotes go back to the first movie, because that's where all the good one-liners are. So, you work for Harry, right? Yeah. You were just fired. So, yeah. So just put your favorite quote in, your favorite car. I would like to hear some other topics you guys would like to go over in podcasts. Like to hear me talk about. Give me some ideas. I can jot it down and give you guys some good listening. Some good listening product for your day off or your drive home or whatever you're doing. So love you guys. Hope you guys have a blessed week. Just pray that I get better quick. It's been going pretty good. I'm feeling a lot better, and appreciate all the kind words and everything you guys have given me so far. For the people that know that I've been sick. And I will see you guys in the next video on YouTube or my next podcast. Later, Hot Wheel homies. I'm in your face.